everyone, my name is Nhi. This presentation is for Assessment 1. Today, I will be sharing some key points from my recent discussion with Jenny Lim, who is a general manager as well as the early childhood teacher at Little VIP Kindergarten Center. With over a decade of experience, Jenny has shown a dedication to the discipline of an early childhood education and a passion for fostering children's development and involvement in her local communities. During our discussion, Jenny advised that the qualities for an effective early childhood teacher are observing, listening, understanding, planning, and supporting children to maximize their potential. When discussing about the various roles that are associated with early childhood education, Jenny advised that the following are included on the list: nurse, psychologist, psychiatrist, cleaner, reporter, builder, artist, writer, cooker, and advocate. During our discussion, Jenny emphasized that the primary responsibility of early childhood educator is to promote inclusive practices and to advocate for the enhancement of children's social and emotional development. Moving on to another question, as mentioned above, Jenny is the general manager, so I asked her to share her perspective about leadership in early childhood. I asked her about her leadership philosophy in education. Jenny told me that early childhood education leadership has numerous forms. Leadership style vary by field. She suggested that the majority of early childhood educators employ the authoritarian style, while not her preferred approach. She prioritized using both transformational and the participative styles. As a manager, Jenny adopts a reflective approach to leadership by studying the successes and the failures of other thought leaders. Through critical reflection on one's own leadership practices, one can hone their capacities for effective management. According to Jenny, a good leader is someone who listens and can understand other people's point of view. They show others how to do things and aren't hesitant to get their hands filthy. They encourage critical thinking amongst their team members and provide guidance instead of micromanaging. To be a good leader, one must be able to admit when they are mistaken. Subsequent to the discussion above, now I will share my reflection as follows. I would like to begin by stating that I would consider professionalization to be the most essential component of becoming an early childhood educator. In accordance with the National Qualification Framework Supporting Leadership Standard 4.2, professionalization is a crucial requirement for the position of educator. In my perspective, teachers can be viewed as the supportive role models who can be flexible in responding to the needs of children and families. When working with children in the early years, teachers are able to identify the developmental delays along with the cognitive, social, and emotional challenges in children, and the teacher plays a crucial role in enhancing this area and supporting children's brain development. Secondly, the early childhood teacher is not only responsible for establishing a secure and supportive atmosphere, developing and carrying out the developmentally suitable activities, and facilitating children's learning and growth, but they are also in charge of the creating and carrying out early childhood education programs that teach children the basic skills like the early literacy and numeracy skills in order to get them ready for the elementary school. In addition, after doing a practical placement at the kindergarten center, I concluded that the learning environment plays a vital role in an early childhood education. The early childhood teacher must consistently foster a learning atmosphere that accommodates all children. Instead of taking the lead in lessons while working with the place-based learning, teachers should encourage children to take the lead and work together to build something new. Moving on to another question, leadership in the field of early childhood education is an essential component for ensuring that children receive high-quality care and education. An effective room leader is required to have the capacity to establish a safe, supportive, and engaging setting for children's learning environment and development. In addition, another important skill is the ability to connect with the parents and co-worker. Through conversation with the parents, you will gain an understanding of the various cultural backgrounds that the children come from. Also, the teacher needs to collaborate with parents and children to observe, evaluate, and reflect on each child's growth and the development in real time. Last but not least, I will share my vision for my education path. As someone who aspires to become an early childhood teacher, my goal is to establish a setting that is welcoming, supportive, and a stimulating one in which every kid is made to feel appreciated and given the opportunity to discover their full potential. Seeking out chances to learn and advance in conjunction with my colleagues is something I intend to make a priority in my future work as a professional. Ultimately, my long-term goal is to equip every kid with the skills essential to flourish in the world that is always evolving, and so enabling them to develop into self-assured and compassionate individuals. Thank you for listening my presentation.